Yeah,
New York.
Grandpa.
You want to go to New York? Sure.
System. Everything you want to hear from the voice of Cerritos College, WPMD on the Nets, where people make a difference.
I've never been interviewed.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Falcon Spotlight. I'm your host, Rob JF, here at Cerritos College WPMD Studios. At this time, I'd like my guests to please introduce themselves.
Do I use this mic?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, my name is Gloria Seldano, and I am a student senator here at Cerritos College.
Hello, my name is Guzman, and I am also a senator, and I am in the Dreamers Club.
And tell me about your roles at Cerritos College.
So, I was a former party whip, which is the liaison between the cabinet and the Senate, and now I'm just a regular senator.
Cool.
I was senator for the past 3 semesters, and right now I'm also involved in the Dreamers, and I'm trying to get a lot of stuff done with them when it comes to undocumented students. So yeah.
Awesome. Tell me about your clubs.
Right now I'm not in any clubs. I did used to be involved in Modern United Nations, but after I joined Senate, I just kind of took a backseat on that. But right now I'm just trying to get more involved in Senate, trying to pass some legislations, trying to make some changes for the students on campus. Any specific questions about what I do?
Yeah, sure. So for starters, first about the clubs that you were in, let's say for example the MUN, what is that about?
Modern United Nations is really cool. You pretty much pretend to be a politician / delegate at a conference. It's all really pretend, but it does make a huge difference in your performance as a public speaker, as a delegate. So what you do at Modern United Nations is you go to these conferences that simulate the actual United Nations, and there's these committees such as the General Assembly and the Security Council, things that deal with very specific topics or very general topics that are going on around the world, and you pretend to be a country or a person depending on your committee. I have been in Algeria and the United States, and you pretty much just speak on behalf of your country on the issues that your country wants to see resolved. And then you write resolutions while you're in the committee, and then you either pass resolutions or the resolutions die, and it lasts between like a day or 3 days depending on the school that's hosting the conferences. But it's really, really fun, and I think that's what gave me the courage to be in Senate, because that was pretend, and now I'm like, I want to implement this in real life.
Cool. So do you guys have been used to being like public speakers, or did somebody have to push you and be like, hey, you gotta try this?
Well, for me, I started off as a theater major, and I did that because I love being different characters, that I thought that was really fun. And also it helped boost my self-esteem when I was speaking in public, because I did used to get like really nervous to the point where my head would feel really hot. So I think that's what started off my journey to where I am now.
And for me, I did it because when I started public speaking, it was when I was involved in clubs. So there was a social equality club, and like when it came to issues, I think when we're in the meetings, they had to ask like, oh, who wants to speak out? And for me, I did it, and it was so like I was so nervous. Like I still am like today. Like even when I speak in Senate, like I still get nervous. But for me, it's something that you have to do, and you have to get over it. Because you're talking about issues that are affecting students, and for me, that's what I try to keep in my head. Yeah.
Cool. Now, Luis, you had prior experience with like the newspaper too, right?
I have. I was at first an opinion editor, and then I was a multimedia editor, and then after that I was a managing multimedia editor, because now we had like 2 other co-multimedia editors. So I've been around the block when it came to the newspaper. I did kind of like everything. Like I did sports stories, you know, I did news stories, I did like breaking news stuff, real investigating stuff, which it was a real good experience for me because that kind of, you know, taught me about how to investigate stuff, how to be really a critical thinker, and as well as like when it comes to social skills, like you had to talk to people, like, and it was pretty fun. Like, you know, it's a pretty fun experience.
Cool. What are you guys' majors?
I'm a political science major. I'm trying to go into public policy when I transfer.
Cool.
For me, I'm a history major, so when I transfer out, I want to double major in history and in sociology because I want to be. I'm thinking about being a teacher, but I'm thinking about being a community organizer in my local area.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
What inspired you guys to pursue the type of majors you have?
I think it's just witnessing the different types of injustice that our people and people of color and minorities face. That's what encouraged me to want to change things in our community. Like I've said before, you can never ever be satisfied with the status quo, no matter how great it is for you. It's always really, really unfortunate for someone else, either across the country or across the world. And I think it's, if you care enough, you should want to do something about it. And, you know, getting an education in, you know, in fields that are going to teach you how to do something for your community, such as like political science, public policy, sociology, global studies, international relations, history, all that stuff. If you're into that, you should want to do something for your community and for the world.
For me, I chose history because it's really for self-improvement as well as kind of just helping out people because, like, for me, I was always interested about history, like, when I was in high school. And, like, for me, I'm just interested about all these things that happen, you know, and, like, there's still the same problems we have, you know, today. And for me, I'm like, you know, it's kind of like just we're going in a circle. You know how, like, they said, like, there's a circle of history or whatever you call it. And for me, I just want to, you know, improve myself and, you know, improve my community because, you know, I don't want to be just another, you know, figure in history, you know, where, like, and I'm not saying, like, I'm going to be, like, you know, next Gandhi or whatever, but I just, at least I want to do at least something that could improve someone's life, like, and, you know, that's why I picked history, yeah.
Cool. We'll be right back after these public service announcements.
This is where the music plays.
Can I have a song request? No.
Hi, I'm Bill LaValle from the Country Rock Hour.
I'm Asata Chavis from Misfits 101. My name's Dale from the Bernie Nation.
You can help support WPMD.
And it's easy. Just visit our website, WPMDonthenet.com.
Once you get there, click on the Amazon.com banner near the top of the page.
That'll take you to Amazon.com.
Then, just shop as you always do. WPMD will get a percentage of your purchase.
And so will the Cerritos College Foundation.
And it won't cost you anything extra.
It's a great way to help WPMD.
And get all those great bargains at the same time.
Remember, just go to WPMDonthenet.com.
Click on the Amazon.com banner.
And start shopping.
It's your way to make a difference for the place where people make a difference.
WPMD on the net.
And thanks for helping us out.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We truly appreciate it.
If a fire starts in your home, you and your family must have 2 minutes to escape. Just have 2 minutes to escape. That's why it's important to have working smoke alarms and test them monthly. You should also develop an escape plan and practice that plan so everyone in your family can get out in less than 2 minutes. A home fire can strike anywhere, anytime, devastating families, but we can change that. We can make your plan today. The American Red Cross has other tools to help keep your family safe. Visit redcross.org to learn more.
Time is the one thing that we want more of as a St. Jude parent. Without the donors, I wouldn't have my Audrey.
El que St. Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When they told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. They pretty much have saved us.
They take care of our housing. They take care of our food. In addition to the best medical treatment that my daughter could ever have. So it allows me to focus on my daughter and getting her better.
And we are here on the Falcon Spotlight. I'm your host, Rob GF, and we're back here with my guest. So tell me, right now in student government, like what motivated you guys to join student government?
For me, it's kind of the just trying to help out students, you know, and seeing that there's issues. Like I remember I started off because my club, you know, my former club, you know, they talked a lot about issues about, you know, textbooks and affordability when it comes to if students couldn't afford them. And for me, you know, like the only way I could actually help out with that issue is like if I joined student government. Well, not specifically that issue, but just, you know, that brings up, you know, kind of like, you know, this is what students want, you know, and I want to represent students because I feel like, you know, since I am, you know, a low-income student and I know the issues, you know, that when it comes to, you know, foreign things, you know, and financial aid, you know, and that's why I wanted to get into it, really.
So yeah, I think most of us here, we're in a community college because we all know the struggle. And for me, the best way to start off was local, and the best way, the easiest way that to do something local is to do something for your school or for your city. And seeing as I'm a student who recognizes that there's so many issues here on campus, and I'm dissatisfied with the way that the issues are handled on campus or not handled on campus. That's what motivated me to want to be a senator, because as a senator you have so much power. You're only a student, but you have a lot of power, and people don't really understand how much power you really have as a student. You just have to actually find your sources and find your avenues to implement that change. And we might just be students, but we have big plans. We want to help. We want to help improve the conditions of the student body here on campus.
Excellent. And so when you guys decided, you know, when your first semesters, did you right away get involved, or did you first start off with just going straight to like class and stuff?
Well, when it comes to student government, it's kind of hard at first because no one like it's, you don't know what to do, you know, you don't know, like, you know, at first you're scared to raise your hand, you know, and you don't know what you could do exactly. So for me, that's what it was. But eventually I learned from, you know, people like as far as like, you know, student leaders that are, you know, veterans and stuff like that, you know, talking to some staff members, and eventually I learned by just doing, you know, like I put myself out there because like, you know, I want to be part of the process, you know, and I want to, you know, voice my concerns, you know, and stuff like that. Have a voice is very important because, you know, that's why I'm there to represent students, you know, the 500 voices, you know, that need to be heard. So, you know, it's really hard.
I didn't right away get involved because when you're first a new student, you don't really know what there is to get involved. But I got involved in clubs. I got involved in MUN, and I actually was introduced by Miles Aiello, the former president of ASCC, about student government the very first semester that I was on campus. I didn't join because it conflicted with my schedule, but I did try the second semester that I was on campus. So that's when I got involved, and this will be my third semester as a senator.
Cool. Tell me about your roles currently.
So as a senator, I think it's the coolest branch in all of student government because you get to write legislation and change laws within within student government, and you really focus on how to fix the system. I think that's the main focus for senators, and to implement changes and to represent students' needs. So that's something that we try to do, and we are currently working on. I know that Luis is working on some a safe zone for the Dreamer students, and I'm going to be helping him with that. I'm also going to be introducing other legislations. I don't really want to spoil it because I want it to be something that I don't want to get ahead of myself, so I don't want to spoil it. But I am going to be working on some things as well, things that might help students, that I know students are going to be happy with.
And as far as my role, oh Jesus, it's hard because like I'm currently elected as a sergeant at arms, so that's just maintaining order. But largely it's a lot about like writing resolutions, legislations, and talking to people on campus. Like recently, I talked to the student health center to see what kind of things they need help with, and just seeing where I could work from that and how I could like help them out. I had plans when it comes to helping out the Dreamers. Because right now we're trying to get a documented resource center, and right now we're just in kind of like in the mix of things, seeing what we could do, as far as getting a undocumented resource center, maybe talking to our local congressmen and people, having some actual statewide legislation, like sending letters to all these people, and so it's a very busy semester for me.
Cool. I remember a while back there was like talk about maybe the arcade turning into something else. Any update on that yet? Or
currently, I think at first there was talks about it being a diversity center or kind of stuff like that. And when I was talking to the president, he was thinking about maybe like having an undocumented resource center like in there. But like we still don't know yet. Like there's a lot of ideas thrown out.
Yeah, I think they're just going to expand it to make it. They're going to update it to fit more of the times that we're in, because the place is really outdated. So they're going to add like more. I think they're going to add TVs, and they're going to add like other things for students to, play. I'm not really sure. I think like games and pool tables. But yeah, what Luis said about there being a possible safe zone for the Dreamers. So that's something that we're gonna work hard to get that implemented and see that that it's implemented for the benefit of the Dreamers and the international students across campus.
Cool. So what are your goals after Cerritos College? What do you want to do afterwards?
So I do want to work in public policy. Something like what I'm doing now is actually what I want to keep doing in the future. I want to transfer to Berkeley because that's my dream school. It has an amazing public policy program, and also the dorming there is like, it fits my needs because I have a son, and Berkeley is like the most family responsive school in the nation. So that just like, when I saw that, I was like, this school is perfect for me because I've been dreaming of Berkeley for a long time. And Berkeley is so close to the Capitol. It's like 40 minutes away from the Capitol, and they do have a program where you get to work as an intern in the Capitol. So I think that's like, that's my way in. But we'll see. I don't want to toot my own horn yet, but yes, those are my plans.
For me, I don't know. That's a hard question because I do want to transfer out. But one of the things I want to do is still trying to learn as much as I can. Try to get involved in my community. Like I haven't done that yet. I started with Cerritos College, and that's why I'm trying to be active here. And after I transfer and everything like that, maybe I get my degree or bachelor's or whatever. I'll see how things are at my local community because that's where I do want to go, back to,
Cool. Any particular schools in mind?
For me, I haven't yet. Maybe Cal State Fullerton, Cal State Long Beach, one of those, just around the area because I don't want to go far. I want to stay here local.
Cool. Now, in the subject of kids, here at Cerritos, there's the daycare and the child center and stuff like that. And it got updated, right? The new building and everything. Can you tell me about that?
I actually haven't gone in the new building. I think it's like 1 or 2 years new. But I did hear a lot of positive comments from people, and I it's weird that I haven't gone because I have a kid. Mainly because I'm like so scared of going in there because of the prices, and I'm like, I'm gonna want to take my kid here, but I can't afford it. But yeah, I've heard that it's really nice, and I've seen the videos that the foundation has posted about, you know, the grand opening or whatever. So yeah, I mean, I can't really comment too much. I haven't seen it myself, but it's supposed to be really nice.
Cool. Is there any other clubs that you've been involved in the past, or even if it was like old semester? Like, tell me about the different clubs on campus.
Yeah, I've been involved. Right now I'm involved with the kinesiology club. They're the you know, the club that promotes like health and fitness, and they try to help out other kinesiology majors because their kinesiology has a wide range of different fields that you can go into, like physical therapy, personal trainer, coach, and all that stuff. So right now I am the secretary for the kinesiology club. And what other club have I been involved in? I have not been involved in any other club besides those two.
For me, I was involved in the Social Equality Club. I was involved in MECHA. And there was a moment where I went to like the Harry Potter Club. Briefly, I wasn't in there for long, but I went there because my friends went, and then eventually it stopped, and like I stopped going. But it was fun because, like, you know, there's really nerdy people when it came to Harry Potter, and then that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I totally forgot, but I have been in other clubs. Not directly, but I am like an indirect member of the Harry Potter Club, so I have like my acceptance letter. And I was also involved in PTK. Well, I'm still involved in PTK. And that's a really cool club because it's an honor society / club, so you help out the community, and at the same time you feel special, quote unquote, for being in it because of your GPA. But whatever, I don't brag about that.
What GPA do you have to have?
You have to have a 3.5 to be invited to the honor society, but to be in the club, you don't have to be part of the honor society. You could just be in the club because they do a lot of community service. Yeah.
What's been your favorite part so far about Cerritos College?
I think the bonding experience with other students and the learning experience, because every person that you meet teaches you something new. You can always learn from every person that you meet, whether you met them for a day or you met them for a year. They still teach you something, and I think the people that you stick with for the longest, you really learn something from them, and they change you. Even though you don't think about it and you don't want it to happen, they change you indirectly. And whether it's for the best or whether it was, not such a great moment in your life, you still learn from those experiences. So I think the people, for me, are the most impacting in my life here, in my time here at Cerritos College.
For me, the most favorite part is, like Gloria said, meeting people. I met a lot of friends. I made, a lot of friends. But I think one of the most important things are the professors here on campus.
There you go.
Because, I had, never, in high school, I never really had professors or, teachers or whatever. I never had really good teachers, that really motivated me. And, the professors here are, they're awesome. They changed my life, I went to history, took Professor Davis's class, Julie Davis, and that for me, that it changed my whole perspective on, my life, it made me think about, history in a different perspective when it comes to the people who are voiceless, and that really changed my mind. And then also Professor Mullins, he's also a great professor.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's entertaining, the Family Guy stuff, and he knows how to tie in.
Yeah, and that's what it makes it fun. I never had that in high school, and for me, that makes me want to learn. It makes me want to get more involved. So, yeah, the professors are a big thing in this campus. When you find the good ones.
Yeah, I mean, I totally forgot to mention, but when I said people, I meant like all the people, including the professors. But yes, professors, I think Cerritos College has really amazing professors and faculty members here and administrators. I have been to Long Beach. I came from there before this. And I'm not saying anything negative about Long Beach at all, but I didn't have a connection with any of the professors there like I do here. The professors here, they really, really care about you. They care about your education. They stay with you even, talking to you even when they don't have office hours. They push you to be involved. They, they just genuinely care. And it's not just one department. It's like the speech department, the history department, the political science department, the English department. Like, I have not encountered a department where I have had professors that didn't care. They all genuinely just care. Shout out to Professor Mullins, Professor Bosway, Professor Linda Palumbo, who's retiring. How sad. But yeah, Linda Palumbo.
Oh, that's the English one, right?
Yes. So yeah.
Oh, it's sad to see Professor School.
I know. I teared up at the board meeting when she announced it.
So, what's been a challenging class that you have had, and how did you deal with it?
Oh God. I've never had a challenging class until I had statistics, and I thought that algebra was challenging. That's what I thought, and I had stats. Unfortunately, I had to drop stats last semester because I was dealing with too much in school, where I couldn't dedicate as much of my time to statistics as I would have wanted in order to pass the class and succeed, because I'm not really a person that appreciates math as much as other people. Like, it just doesn't stick to me like I would like it to, even though I study it for hours. So I have to dedicate a certain amount of time, like long periods of time, to study statistics. But I also had other classes that required time as well, and I had to decide, well, am I gonna barely pass stats and also do mediocre in these other classes, or am I gonna do really well in these other classes and drop stats and just postpone it until there's a better timing? So yeah, definitely, especially because stats is such a new concept to me, that was my most challenging course ever.
For me, I don't think I ever had a challenging course, but there's a lot of classes where I had to put more work, like math. I bet everyone, says that. But for me, it was history, because there's a lot of things you have to read. So many books, like so many chapters, like there were so many late nights for me. But for me, it was difficult, but it's something that I enjoyed, but yeah, like for me, I know I like history, but sometimes it's like I don't like to read,
Which one was it? History what?
History 103 and History 102.
What is that?
That's that's U.S. history from the 1500s all the way to like the 20th century, like somewhere in there.
Yeah, that's a lot of reading.
But yeah, reading sucks.
Especially with math. Like they say, in every show, when math is brought up, the only equation I can remember is math plus me plus fleshy brain.
Yeah.
So, as far as the activities that go on here on campus, I know some of them, there's some that are tradition. You see them I don't know, maybe twice a semester or once a year. Tell me about these kind of events, or which ones you look forward to the most, and so forth.
There's some events that I really do appreciate, like Zombie Fest. I know that's like 3 years new, but they have been consistent since its inception, and in having the event every October. So I think that's really cool. Shout out to whoever keeps the events going on, because it's a lot of hard work, and to me it's Halloween is one of my favorite holidays, because you get to dress up, you get to be creative, and the spooky side in you comes out. So I really like that event. That's one of my favorite events. Something else that they have every semester is Club Info Day. I think that's also a really cool event, because students get to display their clubs and recruit new members. And I always like, just passing through the alley and seeing all these clubs and everything that they had in their tables. That was really fun. What else do they have?
Well, what she mentioned, like Zombie Day or whatever, Zombie Festival. And that was cool too, because as a reporter, I shot one of the videos. and it was pretty funny. Like, you just see like people just like really trying to be like zombies chasing other people. I think one time we caught someone fall in the video, and then like me and my editor were just like, oh, should we put it in? And we're like, you know what, yeah, we're gonna put it in, but like, you know, we're gonna hide it in there somehow. I know there's Falcon games as well, and that's pretty fun for people because, you know, students get to enjoy themselves and stuff like that. I'm always looking forward to In-N-Out because and during Welcome Week, because
that never fails.
So we can't say no to like a free burger and stuff, you know, like a free burger. Come on.
Yeah, Falcon Games is really cool. It's like a mini Olympics for Cerritos College, and Zombie Fest is like a mini not scary farm for Cerritos College. So it's really cool that the school tries to do that. They try to keep up with the school spirit and try to make the campus a little more fun for everyone, because we all know that we need that.
So what are the ways that you guys outreach to get people to like go to clubs or to join student government?
Also, besides Club Info Day, which is the main event for clubs to try to recruit students, new members, is we just go from class to class. We've done it a bunch of times, and that's really what we do when you campaign. You go from class to class, and you advertise yourself, tell students to vote for you. So when you want to advertise your club or advertise that there's vacancies in student government, we just go from class to class. You know, telling them what the student government is about, what the position is about, and telling them exactly where to go.
Yeah. It's basically that, you know. If I have friends, you know, I'm like, hey, look, it's student government. It's good. It could be a good thing, you know. You could put it on your resume. You could actually help out students. You know, and as I'm part of clubs, you know, I try to motivate people. Like, you could do this if you want. You know, it's a really good experience. But yeah, like what Gloria said, you know, we go, you know, to classrooms and we just say, look, hey, you guys could get involved in student government. We tell them, you know, why they should be a part of it, and you know, we go from there. Like, it's really just, you know, trying to reach out to students because, you know, this is their school, you know, and if they want to get involved and have actual change on campus, you know, what better way other than, you know, joining, you know.
We'll be right back after these public service announcements.
Hi, I'm Silos from the New Jams Radio Hour.
I'm Utao from Asian Pop Hour.
Hi, I'm Justine from Meet Me on Main Street.
You can help support WPMD.
And it's easy.
Just visit our website, WPMDonthenet.com.
Once you get there, click on the Amazon.com banner near the top of the page.
And that'll take you to Amazon.com. Then just shop like you always do.
WPMD will get a percentage of your purchase, and so will the Cerritos College Foundation.
And it won't cost you anything extra.
It's a great way to help WPMD.
And get all those great bargains at the same time.
Remember, just go to WPMDonthenet.com.
Click on the Amazon banner
and start shopping.
It's your way to make a difference for the place where people make a difference.
WPMD on the net.
And thanks.
Thank you.
We appreciate